4 years, and that lets you save.
Who cares?
True Form Life.
Green look on it.
Welcome to Exploring Mind and Body with Drew Taddia. Drew is an expert in nutrition, fitness, lifestyle, and more. And he wants to help you live a healthier, longer, and more active life. Now here's your host, Drew Taddia.
Welcome to another edition of nationally syndicated Exploring Mind and Body. Thank you so much for being here today with us. Thank you for sharing your time with us and being a part of our True Form Life community. Today we're talking about 5 tips to naturally gain energy. And it's just me today rocking the mic solo. I couldn't be more excited to be here with you. It's been a while since I did a show myself. So I'm happy to be here with you, sharing my thoughts and some of my experiences on this subject in particular. We got all kinds of tips coming up talking about working out, eating right, a green smoothie, a green tea, and fresh air. These are my 5 top tips, and I got so many more details coming in. So if you're looking to gain energy, if you're looking to take the natural route, I'm not going to tell you about energy drinks. I'm not going to tell you about coffee, and I know that's a touchy subject. But I got these 5 tips that I want to bring to you today on Exploring Mind and Body. So sit back and enjoy. We got all that coming up.
This is Exploring Mind and Body. Naturally improve your lifestyle one show at a time with your host, Drew Taddia.
All right, I couldn't be more excited to be here with you to get this show rocking. Today, the first tip that I'm going to share with you in my 5 top ways to naturally gain energy is, you may have guessed it, working out. We have to start working out to gain energy, and we know what it's like. I feel like we know what it's like when we're not feeling great, we don't have tons of energy, we're feeling a bit lethargic, and we're not moving, we're not getting up, we're not moving in and out of the house, we're not going from one place to another. We either sit in one spot. Let's say, for example, after you eat dinner, you don't go for a walk. We sit on the couch and we flip to the TV station or Netflix, whatever it is you're using, until it's time to go to sleep. That's not going to give you energy. That's not going to make you feel great, energized, and alive. So it's important for us to get around, get up, be active, move around. And it's the same thing at the office. And many times, I'm sure many of you heard that you wear a step counter and you get up every so often. You walk around the floor, or you go up and down the stairs, or you go to the bathroom more often. You do something to be more active. So being active is going to give you more energy. And if we want to take that a step further, I have to go to working out. I always find my most inspired moments when I'm working out, or when I'm doing. It kind of sounds funny, almost sounds counterintuitive. Like, if you're working out, how can you get a brand new idea? It's funny how the mind works, but that's how it goes with me. When I'm working out, I'm always like, "Ooh, this would be a great idea," or "Oh, I should try this." Maybe not while I'm in the middle of a set, but you take a break and you grab a drink of water and you get back at it. And then afterwards, without question, I'm feeling fantastic. Everything's vibrating. I'm alive. My mind is clear, and I have a new vision. And that's just me personally, but I feel like one of the things that we recommend is working out in the morning, especially if you're kind of just getting into things, just getting into workouts, because we know what it's like. We know what it's like to make excuses and come up with all kinds of reasons why we shouldn't be working out or why we shouldn't be more active. So if we do it first thing in the morning, then we have a better opportunity to get our workout in. And it's important to create a habit, create a routine, create part of your morning routine and healthy habits by getting up and getting a workout in. Now, you could have a breakfast in the morning, or you could do some meditation, some reading, and then a workout. Whatever it is, or whatever fits into your lifestyle, more suitable, I suppose. That's something that you can implement, but getting your workout in the morning will give you more energy. It'll make you feel better. You'll have mental clarity. You'll be in a better mood. And like I said, we have that energy, and then we have less reasons why we're not going to be able to get our workout in. Like, we got to take the kids to ballet or piano. We have to do this thing for work. We have to go meet a friend for coffee. Like, we do so many things for other people. It's so important to put ourselves first and get our workout in right in the morning so it's done and over with and we can reap the benefits all day long. And I would go as far as to say pay attention to when you're working out in the evening. And there's different types of people. For me, I used to enjoy working out in the evening, but now I understand the benefits of working out in the morning. It sets my day up for success, and I think we're much better off if we get those workouts done in the morning and get on with our day. And what I was going to mention about working out in the evening, sometimes people have trouble sleeping because of all the endorphins, because of all the alertness and the awakeness going on. Now, it could be that that's the only time you can work out, but I'm just saying pay attention to your sleep habits and quality of sleep, because if you're not sleeping well and if you're working out right before bedtime, that could be the same reason. I didn't have any problems working out and then going to sleep. I didn't go to sleep right after, but I didn't have any problems working out in the evening and then going to sleep a couple hours after. For me, that fit into my schedule, and I suggest you find what fits into your schedule best.
True Form Life.
Before we get into the show, I just want to mention Complete Truth Protein. This is a plant-based protein supplement that we've designed ourselves at True Form. And the reason I designed it is because I felt like there was a need in the industry. Now, when I was traveling around the world, and I literally had a tackle box full of supplements and products and vitamins that did a whole lot more damage than good. So when I started doing more personal training and fitness classes, people would ask me what types of supplements I would recommend. And I always say, eat food. So that's why I've designed Complete Truth Protein around food. It's made with quinoa and hemp seeds. And one of the main benefits that it offers is improved digestion. So many of us deal with digestion issues on a regular basis. It also gives you a natural boost of energy. So if you head over to trueformlife.com/complete truth protein, we have tons of more details, videos, recipes, and everything you need to get going in the right direction with a good quality protein supplement. trueformlife.com/complete truth protein.
True Form Life.
The next one is going to be eating quality foods. Now, I have written down here eating a plant-based diet. I feel like eating a plant-based diet is the way we should be going or moving more towards, but I'm not one of those people that says you have to be vegan or you have to be vegetarian. I just feel like plants, whole foods, they process better in our bodies. They're easier to digest, absorb, utilize, and turn into energy. And that's our goal when we eat food. We want to put food in our body that's going to make us feel alive and energized. So if you have like a giant bowl of pasta, for example, and a half a loaf of bread or a couple rolls, I think we all know what it feels like to have a giant bowl of pasta and then lay on the couch and be like, oh, I ate too much. So that's something we want to help you avoid. If we look at, when I say plant-based diet, like for a dinner or let's take a salad for a lunch. You have a nice salad, a light dressing, something like balsamic and olive oil, something very clean and light. And then you have quinoa in there and avocado. You have all your macronutrients. You have a whole meal. And salads can be very filling. They're light, they digest easy, and they're going to give you energy. So if you're one of those people that has a big lunch, like maybe tons and tons of people don't really have breakfast, they have a coffee and a pastry at around 10 o'clock, or maybe they have a coffee first thing in the morning, which I would call an artificial stimulant. So you get an unnatural high from the caffeine, and then there always comes a crash with a high. So it's important to pay attention to what you're putting in your body. Then in the afternoon, of course, we have a big meal, and we don't feel like going back to work. We feel like taking a nap. And then we don't have anything else to eat to fuel our bodies or to energize us until the evening. Then it's a huge pasta. It's like a big old steak and a white potato, which doesn't process well in our body. Or we have a big bowl of pasta. And then, of course, we don't have energy and we're not moving around. And I think that that's a major issue. So if we look at a plant-based diet, if we look at foods that are much easier to digest, more greens, more veggies, more color, we need more color in our lives. I always say count colors, not calories. So it's important for us to pay attention to the colors we're putting in our body because we want to taste the rainbow. And I'm not talking about Skittles. We want to taste different types of food. We want to taste the natural flavors of food. And if we look to different colors, we can do that. And these types of foods are going to energize our bodies. They're going to make us feel better. We're going to be more alive and awake and alert. And when I say plant-based, I say plant-based because it's the easiest way to start eating foods that is the ingredient instead of foods that have the ingredients. So if you look at a cucumber, I'm looking at a cucumber right now. If I look at a cucumber, it is the ingredients. There's no other ingredient in it. I'm also looking at a mushroom and celery. These are the ingredients. And if you look over at processed food, they're packaged, they're boxed, and they have tons of ingredients on the outside of the box. So those types of foods we want to stay away from. Those foods are highly toxic and they drain our energy. More specifically for this show, when we're talking about gaining energy. A lot of times people come to us and they say, I don't have any energy. And then we say, well, let's look at your food journal. Let's look at your success journal and see what you've written down. And they're not eating throughout the day, so they're not giving themselves an opportunity to burn that food off as energy, or the foods that they are eating are highly processed and they're hard to digest and they're toxic to our body. So when it comes to digestion, make sure you have foods that are easy to digest. And that's very important. And if you have any digestion issues, a lot of people deal with digestion issues on a regular basis. Look to kombucha or other fermented foods in the morning. First thing in the morning is what we recommend to help your body, your gut, and intestines get ready to process food. And then in the evening, if you're going to put hard to digest foods in your body, or you know that you have digestive issues, you should look to fermented foods in combination with your food. Like on the side, for example, like maybe you have raw sauerkraut, maybe you have kimchi on the side, maybe you have a glass of kombucha in the evening as well, until you get your digestion back on track. It's very important because our body takes so much energy. When we put a hard to digest meal into our body takes so much energy to digest that food. That's why we're exhausted after we eat. That's why we get up and we don't really want to do anything. We just want to lay around on the couch for the rest of the evening. It's very important. And then I just want to mention metabolism here real quick. We at Trueform believe that losing weight is a byproduct of living a healthy lifestyle. So we need to start living a healthy lifestyle, and that comes back to eating the better quality foods that we're talking about. Again, foods that are the ingredient instead of these boxed processed foods that have all kinds of crazy things that I call them crazy nonsense that shouldn't be consuming, that shouldn't actually be allowed in food, if you ask me. But if we want to have more energy, we need to break up our meals. We need to start having breakfast. It really is the most important meal of the day. We need to have a snack, pre-snack around 10 o'clock in the morning, and then you have your lunch, another snack. See, what we're doing is we're continually putting fuel in our body to energize it. And this may be played out. Everyone seems to use the car and gas when it comes to fueling your body, but just think about it. If you're not just think about gas as energy and then food as gas. So if you're not putting food in your body, how is your car going to run if you don't put gas in your car? It just doesn't work. Sooner or later, your car is going to break down. And it's the same thing that happens with your body. If you don't put good quality foods in your body, sooner or later we break down and maybe we run into major dis-ease, or we certainly don't have the energy we need or want to get through the day. So again, look to food, look to whole foods, clean foods, and start energizing our bodies properly. The next one I want to talk about is a green smoothie. This has a lot to do with eating the last one we just talked about, eating a plant-based diet, eating better quality foods. Now, for me, I like to enjoy a green smoothie every morning. That's my energy kick. That's something that I look forward to. For the green smoothie, it's much different than a plant-based smoothie. So when I mention the green smoothie, I'll give you a quick recipe here if you haven't heard about it before. It helps with digestion, it's energizing, it's cleansing, and helps remove the toxins from our body. So there's tons of benefits. And I'm going to tell you to add some little cayenne pepper and just a pinch of cayenne pepper in there as well. That's going to ignite your metabolism and get your body into a fat burning stage. So again, tons and tons of benefits to getting this green smoothie in.
Trueform Life.
Just want to take a minute to mention Complete Truth Protein again. This is a protein supplement that we designed at Trueform. We believe in food. We believe food heals, cures, and prevents. That's why this product is much different than your conventional types of products. Unfortunately, packed with chemicals, preservatives, toxins that our body doesn't know how to utilize, digest, and absorb. So that's why Complete Truth Protein can help improve your digestion and will offer a natural boost of energy. You can find more details at trueformlife.com/Complete Truth Protein.
Trueform Life.
So the quick recipe that we use is cucumbers and celery. A lot of people don't know that these equal a complete protein. They have all the essential amino acids that you'd find in a meat, which is amazing. Cucumber and celery. Then we're going to add ginger and turmeric, both very healing properties, anti-inflammatory, tons of health properties on their own. Then we have cilantro, cleansing, and parsley as well. Very cleansing properties, help get rid of those toxic metals out of our body. Then we're going to squeeze lemon in there, very alkalizing, and it tastes fantastic. Also can support your immune system, as with ginger as well. And then we're going to put in a little pinch of cayenne pepper. So just a very little tiny pinch of cayenne pepper, and that's it. Of course, you put water in there with that. You blend it up into a smoothie, and you throw it in your blender, blend it up, and then you pour it in your glass, and you enjoy that. And it really is good. I gotta tell you, I think my mouth is watering a bit. I know it sounds crazy, and sometimes people are like, well, that's a bit too much for me. But I'm telling you, just give it a shot. Think about the benefits of having a green smoothie every single morning. There's so many ways that this can change your life and improve your health for the better. So look for green smoothies. This is different than a fruit smoothie. As you can tell from the ingredients, a fruit smoothie would have something much different. Maybe, so I would have a green smoothie in the morning and then a fruit smoothie in the afternoon around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, for example, before 5 or 6 o'clock dinner. I eat every 2 to 3 hours. That fuels my body. That gives me the energy I want. That keeps my digestion on track. So it's important to fuel your body consistently, just like we're talking about here. In regards to the fruit smoothie, you would throw fruit in there. Maybe you throw complete truth protein, or maybe some oats if you don't have CTP. And then you would have whatever else you want. Like if I would put maca in there if I don't have the green bag of complete truth protein, for example. Maybe some hemp seeds. And that's why we put everything together in one bag in complete truth protein, because it has all the macronutrients you need to fuel your body properly. And most people don't get the nutrients we need. That's why we run into major disease. We don't have the nutrients. We believe food heals, food cures, and prevents. And if you're not putting those food substances that are healing properties into your body, then our bodies break down and our bodies kind of reject the way of our way of life. I believe many of these are lifestyle issues, not medical issues that can be changed. I'll get into more of that in another show, but just want to talk about I just want to mention again the fruit smoothie. So your fruit smoothie would be much different. You'd have sugars in there. There'd actually be fruits. Maybe you are going to throw some kale in there to turn it green, and you call it a green smoothie. Of course, it's a green smoothie. It's green and it's a smoothie, but it's not the green smoothie that I'm talking about here. This one here, the green smoothie with veggies, has these little tiny phytonutrients that fill your cells. I feel like I can see these like little green cells just exploding in my body, and it makes me feel alive and vibrant and awake and inspired. And I feel like if you could wake up every morning like that, if you had that opportunity, why wouldn't you wake up and inspired and want to take on the world because you've put good quality nutrients into your body, as opposed to waking up and having a energy drink or having a coffee, for example. It's a completely different way of life, and that's what I'm trying to teach you here. We teach lifestyle here at True Form, and we want to teach you that there's different ways to live your life, and it doesn't have to be the same way as you always do. We did an entrepreneur event that I hosted the other night, and one of the things I said is one of my favorite quotes is, you have to be willing to do something you've never done if you want to achieve something you've never achieved. I love that quote, and I think it comes relevant in so many different areas of life. The next one here is green tea, and I absolutely love green tea. For me personally, I'm a big sencha green tea fan, jasmine green tea fan, and also pu'er tea. Pu'er tea is kind of a cross between black tea and green tea. Green tea is a great way to give you a boost of energy. It's not going to substitute exactly like coffee. You could look at chicory root for a similar taste, or dandelion, for example, to get that dark, bitter type of taste. Of course, nothing's going to replicate, or how can I say, substitute coffee exactly. People that love their coffee, the aroma and the taste. I'm not a coffee fan for many different reasons. I feel like it increases our anxiety levels. It increases our cortisol levels. A lot of people are dealing with anxiety. I think it has to do with anxiety as well. And I know this is a very touchy subject. Anytime we talk about it, write about it, someone angrily expresses how we have put down their beloved coffee. And there's tons of experts and people around the world that will tell you that coffee is actually a health food. We're not one of those. We don't believe that coffee is going to improve your health or improve your quality of life. And I'm not here to sit here and say don't ever have a coffee again. If you have one coffee a day, or if you look forward to one coffee on the weekend, that's fantastic. But if you're drinking buckets of coffee throughout the day and you're putting cream and sugar in there, you're not really doing yourself any justice. And look at the ups and downs. You know what is one of the most telling tales for me is that when you cut out coffee, you go through withdrawals. You have terrible headaches. We do these detox groups. We just finished one. We do them throughout the year. My book is called Detoxify Yourself, and it teaches you how to live a toxic-free lifestyle. So we have a meal plan, recipes, grocery shopping list. I talk about what you put in your body, on your body, the most toxic place in the household, which is your bathroom. And when people cut these things out of their lives, especially something like coffee, for example, they get these crazy, terrible headaches. And to me, that's very clear that maybe we should be putting something different in our body if we take it away. It's just like sugar. If you cut out all sugar, you're going to go through withdrawals. You're going to get some crazy headaches because our body's used to sugar, because we're addicted to it. And we're addicted to coffee in the same manner. And it's no different than energy drinks. We have Monsters and Red Bulls, and I don't mind mentioning their names because they're not something that I'd recommend. If you wake up with an energy drink, or if it keeps you up at night and then you can't sleep for the rest of the night, we should really think if that's something that's going to improve your health for the better, because it's not. And when it comes to green tea, for me, just a quick tip, a lot of times people don't like green tea because it's burnt or because it's bitter. And when I say burnt, if it's at a too high temperature, then your green tea turns, like, it comes out different. Like the taste and flavor isn't all that alive and vibrant the way it should be.
True Form Life.
I just want to mention Complete Truth Protein here once again before I let you go. This is a protein supplement we designed ourselves, made with quinoa and hemp seeds, also maca and stevia. We have 2 different types of products. They both have tons of health benefits. You can bake the original bag, you can bake with. It's perfect for gluten-free flour if you're celiac or gluten intolerant. We have tons of recipes on trueformlife.com, which include raw protein balls. People absolutely love these ones. We have pancakes, cookies, muffins, all healthy, all clean ingredients. Dorothy puts these together for us on a weekly basis. So if you head over to trueformlife.com, head over to the recipe section. We have all kinds of recipes on how you can use Complete Truth Protein. It's also a vegan and raw product. So if you have any intolerances or if you have any issues with digestion, this will definitely help you out. Once again, that's trueformlife.com/Complete Truth Protein.
True Form Life.
So I would suggest brewing your tea for only 3 minutes. And make sure, I always set a timer, make sure it's 3 minutes, you take it out and carry on. Because if you leave, sometimes I forget about it, or I leave it and it's super strong and it doesn't taste very good. Give it a chance. There's a lot of different things. There's less caffeine in it. There is a touch of caffeine. That's why we say you could probably substitute some of it for coffee, but it's not going to be the exact type of replacement that you might be looking for. And the other thing I wanted to mention is like cheap teas, like Lipton, for example. You see them all over. They're like in hotels or they're in lobbies, and like they're just a cheap tea that doesn't taste very good. So I would suggest grabbing a better quality type of tea, because you can tell if it tastes like bland or unflavorful, or it's just like, what is this? This isn't tea. Try to get a better quality tea, because there are different grades of teas and some taste much better. And usually with most things, you get what you pay for. So if you pay a little more for type of tea, it's going to taste better. So give that a shot. And the last thing I want to mention here is fresh air. This is so underrated. I can't tell you how much this will change your life if you spend some more time in fresh air, in nature, walking around. So many times, like, it depends where you live, I suppose. Let's say like we have a place here in Alberta. It's cold, Alberta, Canada. It's cold. We have long winters, short summers. And we spend a lot of time inside because it's freezing. Like, I don't particularly love doing outside sports, but I'm fortunate to have a place in California as well, which we spend more and more time in. So when I'm outside, I feel so much better. But again, I have the opportunity to be outside more often, and when we're in California, in the Los Angeles area, because it's usually sunny, it's rarely cold. If it is, you can still go outside and enjoy it. In Alberta, if you're outside and it's freezing, you're usually miserable because you're face hurts. Many of you know exactly what I'm talking about. So regardless of where you're at, you have to find ways to get outside and spend more time in fresh air. Have you ever been driving? Many of you could probably resonate with this. If you're driving and you're getting a bit tired, maybe your eyelids are getting heavy and you crack your window and then you wake up a bit, not just because it's cold, because it's alive, like it's fresh air, it like gets into your cells. We need oxygen. We need fresh oxygen to live. And if you want to have that natural energy, we need to get outside more often. So if you're going from your home right to your vehicle, maybe you have a garage, you go right to your vehicle, then you drive to your workplace, you take a short walk, a 2-minute walk to the building, and you spend all day inside, then you go back to your car, 2 minutes. So how long have you spent outside? 4 minutes. Maybe let the dog out for 30 seconds. But seriously, I'm kind of joking here, but many of us spend so little time outside. We don't go for walks outside. We don't go for jogs. We don't take the dog for a walk. We're not active. Like we don't go skiing. Whatever it is that you could be doing, there's many things that we could do to spend time outside to get that fresh air. And I'm telling you, if you give it a chance, it's going to make us feel 100% better. If you're not feeling well, if you have a weak immune system, I'm telling you to get outside and start breathing some fresh, natural air. Usually we're breathing recycled air. If you're working in a building all day, even in your own home, and you don't have a window cracked, for example, all you're doing is breathing in recycled air. So if it's difficult for you to get outside, try to get a place with a window, or maybe you can go eat lunch outside, or maybe you could go for a walk after work before you jump in your car and go home. Maybe that'd be a great opportunity so you could miss traffic. Spend a half hour going for a walk or 20 minutes, and then you get in your car, and maybe traffic has subsided a little bit. But whatever it is, I think we can all think of better solutions to get outside and breathe fresh air, because that's going to give us energy. It's going to give us more natural energy. It's going to make us feel better, and we're going to be healthier because of it. And I think we all want to be healthier. We all want to have that energy. We want to be able to play with our kids or chase our dog around or whatever it is. We want to be able to do things that we haven't been able to do maybe in years, or maybe it was last week, but we feel like we don't have the energy to do it anymore. Well, I'm telling you, if you follow these tips, you will have the energy that you need, and you will be able to succeed in being more accomplished with the things that you're doing. So just real quick here, we went over working out. So important to get workouts in. It's not only going to give you energy, but it's going to inspire you and put you in a better mood. Get those endorphins flowing. Let them. That's what they're there for. Our body was meant to be alive and awake and moving. Then we have eating a plant-based diet. Doesn't have to be just plants, but I'm saying here is start eating foods that is the ingredient. That instead of foods that have ingredients, put foods into your body that's easy to digest, whole foods that give you energy. Our body was meant to digest, utilize, and absorb plants much easier than difficult like processed foods or heavy meats. Like a big old steak, for example, your body's not going to enjoy digesting that, I promise. Then we have green smoothie. I love a green smoothie every single morning. I mentioned a recipe earlier in the show. Give it a try. And I'd love for you, if you give it a try, write in. You can send us a message on Twitter. It's at True Form Life, and say, I love your green smoothie recipe. You can find us on Facebook. Again, that's facebook.com/trueformlife. We're all over the place. Send us a message. Let us know how it's going, or let us know that it's not working out so well and you need some help. Then we have green tea, for example. Again, I have a green tea every single morning. I love green tea, and I think this is a better option for a little kick without the crash. It's also cleaner, and you can transition. Let's say, for example, you have coffee 5 days a week or 7 days a week. Well, maybe you can have coffee 6 days a week and mix in a green tea. And the next week, you can have coffee 5 days a week and mix in the green tea. Or if you have 5 cups of coffee a day, have 4 cups and then have a green tea. Just find a way. Find a way. There's always a way if we're resourceful and we're willing to make sacrifices, especially for our health. And the last one here is fresh air. So important to get outside and get some fresh air. Be active, do things, find ways to get outside. Some days it can be challenging, especially if you live in a colder climate. But if you don't, you really have no excuse. Now, I know it's difficult. I know we're all busy. I know there's so many things to do, but find ways to get out and be active, and it's really going to give you that natural boost of energy with fresh oxygen going in your body throughout the day.
True Form Life.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for this edition of Exploring Mind and Body. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of our True Form Life community. and sticking around till the end. One of the things that we didn't mention is Complete Truth Protein. This is a protein supplement that we designed ourselves, and it's a great way to give you natural energy. You can throw it in your smoothies. You can actually use it for baking. It's gluten-free, vegan, dairy-free. A great way to get you going in the right direction. More details are at trueformlife.com/complete truth protein. And then we have more details on exploringmindandbody.com, which is where all past shows are going up. If you get a chance, download our free app. You can download on any Apple device. Download our show and take us with you wherever you go. Once again, thank you so much for being here. That's it. That's all I got. I'm out of here. As always, I'm your host, Drew Taddia, in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Taddia, fitness expert. To find out more about the show, Drew Taddia, or to listen to past shows, visit exploringmindandbody.com.